Hello everyone, I'm Dinjo. Welcome back to another video. So in this video, we are going into chapter 5. So chapter 5 is all about the length, the perimeter, the areas of a lot of different shapes, 2D, 3Ds, and stuff, and of course surface area. So I can kind of foresee for chapter 5, there's gonna be 4 videos. I don't want to make any videos too long because technically 4 of them are not really kind of interrelated to each other, so I can manage to separate them into 4 different videos. So without further ado, today's agenda will be we are gonna be looking at converting, okay, converting mass length. All right. So of course, after that, we'll also be learning how to convert. How do I group that? Converting mass length, area, and volume. Okay, so we are gonna in this video we are just gonna look at these four types of converting. So let's say from cm to mm and so on. All right, so just a guide for you. Okay, for mass, our standard, I forgot there's a name for it. Our standard is G. It's like if you're gonna say anything in the basic terms, I think it's called base units, if I'm not mistaken. Then it's gonna be in terms of grams. So let's say grams is 1. The index is 1. Alright, the index is 1. And for length, our base unit is m, meters. Alright, so I'm gonna write down the whole name, gram meter. Alright. I think I should take away the s because it's a singular. Meter. It's also 1. All right, so how do you convert from the base unit into the other, let's say, kilometers or kilograms? So if you're gonna look on Google to search the name, I mean, you can write down to convert the length and stuff. So for IGCSE mathematics, from what I remember, the only thing is you need to learn is, I mean, the few things that you need to learn is kilo, mega, and maybe actually giga. Okay, I think we will just move all the way until giga. And this is the base unit. And of course, we will have centi, milli, micro. All right, we're just gonna go all the way until this part. All right, and this is like the most basic one that I think you should actually know. So how am I gonna do this is I'm a name all of them in terms of standard form. So if you don't know what is a standard form, you can go back to that my first, I think it's the second or third video where I talk about standard form. So kilo have a standard form of 1 times 10 to the power of 3. All right, so it goes up to mega 10 to the power 6 and giga is 10 to the power 9. All right, so as you can see, their power goes up by 10 to the power of 3. All right, and it's actually very easy. I mean, in this era, you probably know the speed of your Wi-Fi. It goes from KB to MB to GB, and not so usually you will see TB. So it actually means kilobytes, megabytes, and gigabytes. So the kilo, mega, and giga shouldn't be a big problem for you to remember. You just need to know they jumps up from 1 to 1 times 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 6, and 10 to the power of 9. All right, so it goes down to centimeter. Centi is actually a very special one from here that you can't actually see the patterns. Centi is 1 times 10 to the power of negative 2. All right, it's 2. but it's not in terms of trees. So this centi right here is one thing that you need to remember. Remember it separately. It's like 1 meters is equals to 100 centimeters. All right. So next we have milli. So milli it's denoted as 1 times 10 to the power of negative 3, and micro jumps by 10 to the power of negative 3 too. All right. So micro in a lot of times you will call it mil. But let's see. So first thing first here, before jumping into length, we are gonna be trying on mass. So how do you convert mass? So from here, let's write converting mass. All right. So given, all right, the first example, I mean, I can only do this in terms of example. Only I can show you how do you convert. Convert 100 grams to kilograms. All right. So maybe I should denote them here so that you can understand. This is big G, big M, big K. Or actually, you can write it in terms of small k too. Yeah. This is C, this is M, and this is mu, as I said. All right. So back to here. Convert 100 grams to kg. So now you are given that the object is 100 grams. But how do you convert to kg? All right. So as you can see here, grams is the base unit. So they have the prefix, they have the unit of 1. So kilo is 1 times 10 to the power of 3. So you can write down here as, let's use a lighter one. 1 kg is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of 3 grams. All right, that makes sense to you, isn't it? So now you're going to find what is 100 grams. Okay, so we can use the table method that we use to calculate the currency exchange rate and a lot more, like the ratio last time back in the video. So we can write kg and g. Okay, so 1 kg is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of 3 grams. And you are looking for 100 grams in terms of kg. So you will do cross multiplication. You will get x is equals to, all right, 100 divided by 1 times 10 to the power of 3, which gives you 0.1 kg. All right, and it actually makes sense because 0.1 kg, since 1 kg is 1000 grams, I mean 1 times 10 to the power of 3 is 1000. So if you move the decimal places by 1, 2, 3, you will get 100 grams. Okay, so it goes the same to convert from kg back to g. All right, so there's a little bit of exercise here. Then you can try to pause this video. E.g. number 2. Convert let's say wait, what do we have here? That's from the previous video, excuse me. What you will usually see in mass is just kg and g. So I'll just say convert 3.54 kg to grams. All right, so this is relatively an easier one because from a larger to smaller, all you need to do is, you know that 3.54 kg, you multiply with 1000 grams. Then you will get 3540 grams. And this is how you get the answer. So if you know the characteristics of different, let's say, kilo and grams, so you can just move freely, like move 3 decimal places behind or move 3 decimal places back. So as a summary here, from kg, not here, this one, from kg to g, you multiply 1000. All right, and for G to kg, you divide by 1000. All right, so this is a little bit of hack. I mean, not hack, but a quicker way for you to convert from grams to kilograms. And this only applies for mass, because for length, it will be a little bit more complicated because they can ask from a lot of different ones. All right, so now we'll move on to converting length. Okay, so now we'll be looking at converting length. Okay, and then for the first example right here, we're gonna say convert, let's say 150 cm to m. Okay, so from the ones written before this, we can see that 1 centimeter is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of -2, the base unit. All right, so we can write that down here. 1 cm is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of -2 m. All right, which in turns 1 m is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of 2 cm. All right, I hope you can see this kind of conversion, but you can use either of them to do the calculation. So from here, let's say cm and m. If you're going to use the first one, 1 is 1 times 10 to the power of -2. Therefore, 150 and x. Therefore, x is equals to 150 times 10 to the power of -2, which gives you 1.5 m. Okay, it's just that simple. And you can write the 1 here and the 1 times 10 to the power of 10 square right there. You will get the same answer. So the importance is how you remember, how you interpret this this table right here. So you will get 1, this unit right here is equals to this times the base unit. All right, so let's say 1 giga is 1 times 10 to the power of 9, the base unit. 1 milli is 1 times 10 to the power of -3, the base unit. All right, so this is how you read the table. And let's have a little bit of example right here. The second example, to ask e.g. number 2 to convert, let's say 5. Now I'm using 5 a lot. 1640 cm to km. Okay, so there's a lot of misconception here. A lot of times people would think 1 km is equals to 1000 cm, and it's actually the wrong one. 1 km is only equals to 1000 m. So this is very important. As you can see from cm to km. Okay, from here we can write, how do we do this? From cm to km. So from cm right here, centimeter to kilometer right here. Okay, so 1 kilo is 1 times 10 to the power of 3, the base unit. Okay, and 1 centi is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of -2, the base unit. So maybe you can pause the video for you to actually try to do it first, then double check with the answer. All right, so I'm gonna start to solve this question right here. So you know that 1 cm is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of -2 meters. All right, which in turns will give you 1 meter is equals to 100 cm. 1 kilometer is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of 3 meters. All right, which in turn will give you 1 km is equals to 1000 meter. All right, so if you like to do this, like to combine these two, you will get 1 km is equals to 1000 meters times 100 cm. You will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cm. All right, so this is how you convert the km to cm. So now vice versa. So you can write the km cm. 1 km is 1 times 10 to the power of 5. There's 5 zeros here. So now 1640 to x. Therefore, your x will be 1640 divided by 1 times 10 to the power of 5, which means you're going to turn the decimal place 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 0.0164 km. All right. So if every time you do the conversion, it's better for you to double check. So 0.0164 km, if you move 3, if you're going to move 3 decimal places from here, 1, 2, 3, will be equals to 16.4 meters. All right. And if you're going to convert to cm, you're going to move 2 more. Okay, not sure if you can see this. If you're going to move this decimal places 2 more, you will get cm, which is equals to 1640 cm, and you get back the original one. Therefore, you had made the correct conversion. All right. So we have done to convert mass and length. And to be honest, I think all you will meet is maybe kilo, centi, and maybe a little bit of milli, right? Micro and mega, these are all when you are taking A-level physics or any higher in the future. All right, so make sure that you know this tree. This tree is the most important one that I would say you must know the relationship between them. All right, so next, the agenda will be the area, all right, to convert the area. So what is different about converting area? Okay, convert area. The example will be convert 1 meter square to cm square. All right, this time it's a little bit tricky right here, because if you say 1 meter is equals to 100 cm, therefore 1 meter square is equals to 100 cm square, then this is totally wrong. All right, because there is a square. 1 meter square is equivalent to, I need a different color. 1 meter square is equals to 1 meter multiplied with 1 meter. All right, because area moves base times height. Therefore, 1 meter square is equivalent to 100 cm multiplied with 100 cm, which gives you 1 times 10 to the power of 4 cm square. Okay, you see how this works? When it's 1 meter to cm, it's 1 meter to 100 cm. But when it's 1 meter square, you need to multiply 2 times. Therefore, it's 1 times 10 to the power of 4 cm square. Okay, so back to the question. You're going to convert 1 meter square to cm square. I mean, yeah, you already got the answer. So it's 1 times 10 to the power of 4 cm square. So now the second example, you might choose to pause the video to try to work it out yourself first. I would like you to convert 200 cm square to km square. Okay, so if you wish, you can pause the video. If not, I'm going to solve this right now. So from here, we know that 1 km is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of 3, which gives you meters, all right? And meter goes to centimeters is another 10 to the power of 2, right? So this will be equals to 1 times 10 to the power of 5. Then 1 km square. So you square this one, you will get 1 times 10 to the power of 10. All right, it's not 1 times 10 to the power of 25 here. So please remember your rules of indices. So when you multiply this twice, you will get 1 times 10 to the power of 10. So back to this question right here. Cm square. Maybe I should write km square first. Km square and cm square. So 1 km square is 1 times 10 to the power of 10 cm square. So if I'm to convert 200 cm square, what is my x? All right, so x will be equals to 200 divided by 1 times 10 to the power of 10. And then this is actually a very bad question because we're going to have a lot of decimal places. All right, so you're going to move 1, 2, 3, and 7 more times, which means you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 km square. Okay, not sure if you can see it. It's somewhere like this. Okay, so this is the answer. And if you like to double check, okay, 1 km, okay, this will be equals to 1 km is 1000 meters. When you square the km, you square the meters, so you will move 6 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You will get 0.02 meters squared. Okay, so 1 meters is equals to 100 cm. When you square it, you will move 4 decimal places. Then you will have 200 cm square, and this is a correct conversion. All right, so this is how you convert the area. And last but not least, we are going to convert volume. And the concept is actually the same. All right, so we are here to convert the volume. Okay, to convert volume, the example can be convert 3 meter cube to cm cube. All right, so back to the example, 1 meters is equals to 100 cm, but now 1 meter cube is equals to 1 meter multiplied with 1 meter multiplied with 1 meter, so it's 3 times. Therefore, it's equals to 1 times 10 to the power of 6 cm cube. All right, do you see how this conversion works? You're just going to put 100 times 100 times 100, which give you 1 times 10 to the power of 6. Therefore, 3 meter cube is just 3 times 10 to the power of 6 cm cube. And there you get your answer by converting this. Okay, so same thing. I'm gonna give you another example. So you might want to pause this video and try it out yourself before continuing. E.g. number 2. Convert, okay, convert, let's say we have not tried millimeters, right? So we will convert 2.5 meter cube to millimeters cube. All right, so this is a little bit different because we have not tried any millimeters in the previous examples. So 1 meters is equals to 100 cm, we knew, and from the previous we got 1 meter cube is equals to 1 times 10 to the power 6 cm cube. Okay, and now 1 cm is equals to 10 millimeters. All right, you might ask why 1 cm is only equals to 10 millimeters. Because if you see from this part right here, 1 centimeters is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of negative 2 meters. But 1 millimeters is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of negative 3. So if we are to convert that here, if you can see, 1 cm is equals to 0.01 meters, and 1 mm is equals to 0.001 meters. And wait a second, I can't actually show this here. Let's say from here, 1 meters is equals to 100 cm, right? 1 meters is also equals to 1000 millimeters. So since both of this is equals to 1 meters, we can equate 100 cm to 1000 millimeters. So 1 cm will be equals to 10 millimeters. All right, so I hope you see this, because as you can see, if you have noticed the difference in time, because I had made the same mistake that a lot of people would do, that is to say 1 cm is equals to 1000 mm. All right, maybe it's just I'm too tired or whatnot, but you shouldn't be making this kind of silly mistakes in the exams. So yeah, what I can say now, 1 cm is equals to 10 millimeters. So 1 cm cube will be equals to 1000 millimeters cube, because you're gonna multiply this 3 times. So once you have all this conversion written out so that it can actually reduce the risk of you doing something wrong, 2.5 meters cube. First thing first, we're going to convert meters cube to cm cube. So you will get 2.5 times 10 to the power of 6 cm cube. So from cm cube, you're going to multiply another 1000 in order to get millimeters cube. So if you combine everything, you can write it as 2.5 times 10 to the power of 9 millimeter cube. All right, usually in exams, they might ask you to write it in standard form because the value is way too large. All right, so or you can actually just choose to expand it so you have 8 zeros behind, and so on, but I would rather prefer it in this way, in the standard form. All right, so yeah, this basically marks everything about this video. So just to recap on this video, we had learned how to convert the mass, convert the length, convert area, and convert volume. So all these, you might want to actually take some time to memorize this, especially kilo, centi, and milli. So to make sure that you don't mixed up with all this conversion, because usually these kind of questions would give you like 1 mark or 2 mark for just converting, and maybe sometimes in a very long problem solving questions at the last they want you to convert from km to cm and so on. You don't want to lose this kind of marks, so please make sure that you know how to convert all these things. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video where we are going to be learning about perimeters and areas of different shapes. So yeah, hope you guys understand. See you guys next time.